More and more Victorians with a life-limiting illness are choosing to be cared for and to die at home. Volunteers are a very important part of ensuring that that can happen. Across Victoria there are about 1,500 volunteers like those at Warrnambool and District Community Hospice who provide care and support for people and their families and enable those people to live, die and grieve well. The volunteers at Warrnambool and District Community Hospice are providing the only community-based at-home service in Victoria and one of only a couple in the country that provides support for people after hours and on the weekends. In the future, what we're now referring to as the Warrnambool model will be rolled out across the country and provide truly person and family-centred care.
This property, nestled in amongst Deakin University's Warrnambool campus, is home to an industry-leading organisation, the Warrnambool District Hospice in the Home program.
70% of people say they would prefer to die at home. We thought, well, we should help people do that. There were people who were ending up in hospital for social reasons rather than medical ones. So we thought if we can help families look after people at home, then they're more likely to go the distance and do what they would like to achieve.
It started as an idea from some like-minded people who saw a need to assist families and help keep loved ones at home so they could pass away peacefully away from hospital.
I was a specialist palliative care nurse at St John of God. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of choice. People that wanted to die at home or people that just didn't want to die in a medical environment. That pretty much is how it all started.
The Warrnambool District Hospice in the Home program is headed up by Dr Eric Fairbank and managed by Lou Butler with Assistant Manager Fred Chatfield. But the team of volunteers are really the key to its success.
We had one fellow that we were looking after and he also liked to drink, so we would sneak out the side and get his stubbies and bring them in, and it was his birthday. We bought balloons for him. And
started off with just respite in the afternoon, cups of tea and chats, and that was lovely. She deteriorated and then it was some overnight stays with cups of tea in the middle of the night and chatting.
My husband died at home, but it's exhausting. It was exhausting enough, even though there was enough of us. For people who don't have that and really want to keep their loved one at home, to have hospice to be able to come in and enable that, for me it would have been a life-affirming thing.
I've done a couple of night shifts to help people when their carers are away overnight, taken people out for coffee, also been out for coffee with the carers just to give them time to have a chat away from their loved one if they need to talk about how they're feeling and how they're getting on. Manager
Lou Butler oversees the roster system and truly believes her team are angels on legs.
They really just go in and help people in what can be the most difficult time of their lives, but also a very special part of our life. Often there's a lot of mystery around what actually happens at the time of death. The volunteers are able to really allay people's fears during that time as well.
The team visits 8 regular patients at the moment, volunteering on average around 220 hours a month. And it's people like 35-year-old Lou Hoy and her mother Denise Patterson the team helps out.
To begin with, they helped me out with a little bit more cleaning of the house, and now that I've moved into Warrnambool, I'm in a unit and I've lost all of my eyesight, so they now come in 3 nights of the week and help me out with cooking dinner for all of us.
According to Denise, the hospice team has helped give Lou her independence back and has also provided Denise and her family the chance to have a break.
With hospice coming, and home help and all that sort of thing is really helping Louise. When we wanted to go away, I sort of felt guilty, and now I don't feel that guilt anymore. I know she's getting well looked after.
In July last year, the Warrnambool District Hospice team became involved with the Silvers, whose father and husband Murray was diagnosed with a brain tumour.
He was going blind with it, so I couldn't leave him at home by himself, so I had volunteers come in and I just booked in times when I needed them to come and be with him while I had to do things.
I think it just kind of calmed Dad down sometimes if he just needs someone to hang out with and he needs some company, or like if we were busy doing something someone was there to help them out. If we couldn't do something, they'd be there for them.
Sadly, the Silvers lost Murray in January last year. However, the family describes the hospice volunteers as extended family members.
They were just sort of like part of my family. They had a couple of guys and a couple of ladies, and the guys were great. They're big burly guys that just give me hugs, and that they just do it out of kindness. It's such a great service to the community.
Warrnambool District Hospice was officially launched 3 years ago and has largely been funded by philanthropic trusts and community donations.
What we wanted to do was fill the gaps after hours, so early morning or late in the evening when someone wanted to settle in bed. Weekend care wasn't available, and nor was overnight care. So they're the sort of things that our volunteers do.
There wasn't a lot of choice, and the people that were taking their loved ones home to die because they didn't have those social supports and then had carer burnout on top of the journey, it just became impossible, and 9 times out of 10 fell over.
Since its inception, the program has evolved into 2 part-time paid management staff and over 60 active volunteers.
The beginnings were quite small, but we found that the demand for such care did increase, and so over the last 3 years we've had about 6 training groups, volunteers, and we now have over 70 altogether.
Someone who knows how well the Warrnambool District Hospice stacks up against the rest of the state, even the world, is Palliative Care Victoria's project manager Mike Kennedy.
How does the Warrnambool model stand up around the state?
It's leading the state because it's able to offer support to people where they need it and when they need it.
Mike has been actively involved in palliative care programs throughout Victoria for many years and truly believes the Warrnambool model, as he calls it, is industry leading.
The model that's been developed down here is unique in Victoria and is really only one of a couple in the country that's able to provide that level of support for people.
Bill Philpott is a member of a number of philanthropic trusts who helped launch the program. Without the generosity and support of these organisations, the program wouldn't have started and grown. It's only been in the last month the hospice has received government funding.
One of the great things about the foundations is that we can provide the seed capital when projects are being started. They can then qualify for other forms of funding, and I think that's illustrated by what's happened with hospice.
When there was no funding for the program, it was people like Bill who believed in it and believed there was a need for it in the region.
So it's got stronger and stronger, and the volunteer force has grown bigger and bigger, and they're now sort of out there getting the funding that they deserve.
Initially we were told that there wasn't any money available to help us, and maybe when we had some experience and some data to show them, they would think about it. In the last few months there was a one-off state government grant, and we were given the opportunity of becoming sustainable ourselves.
Now in 2018, the team at Hospice is starting to think about ways to expand the program into the regions.
The next step is to take it towards Camperdown, the Corangamite region. We're about to buy ourselves a car and go to those places and educate volunteers there.
These outlying places that are in the middle of nowhere have got nothing. They're very pushed to have anybody support them, so the thought of somebody dying at home without any supports, I can't imagine how hard a journey that would be.
In order to do that, the program needs an ongoing funding stream, and that is where the Workplace Giving Scheme comes into it.
As a business like myself, $10 a week comes out of my bank account. I get a receipt from Give Now, so other businesses can do the same.
Tracy's business, Fink, is the first to come on board. However, there has been a lot of interest from others as well.
They can choose to do a $10 donation or a $20 or a $30, whatever they want. The fact that we can do it as a weekly contribution maintains a good stream of money to go towards hospice.
According to research, 50% of patients taking part in the Hospice in the Home program pass away at home in line with their wishes. That's compared to a 15% community average of people not taking part in the program and not receiving outside assistance.
It's because of those figures the program needs to continue to be sustainable, and without continued financial support like the Workplace Giving program, its future would be uncertain.
It's a much cheaper alternative. It will save the community a lot of money, and so that might generate some funding, but we ourselves need to do something. This Workplace Giving scheme is what we're depending on.
If you're just an individual that want to contribute, where the actual workplaces get all the employees on board together as a collective, it's fantastic for hospice.
The program's importance has grown and more people are volunteering their time to help those in need. And according to those receiving the assistance from hospice, the message is simple.
Have a shot at using them. Yep, that's brought us life back. It's been a big help.
It's starting to give Louise a life.
Yes.
I mean a real life.
Yep.
The independence is starting to give Louise a better life.
Being at home, helping Mum out because she just had a lot of struggles not being able to care for him all the time, and that helped as well. Yeah, just them being there to help out.
As for the volunteers, they all share a similar bond and they have helped make a difference to many families, and they wouldn't have it any other way.
I wondered whether I'd be capable of doing it and whether I'd enjoy doing it, and I've never looked back. I reckon it's fantastic.
There's only so much nurses can do, whereas you can give them the hands-on, you can sit there, hold their hand, talk to them in their own surroundings, which I think is wonderful.
To come and have a talk to Lou or Fred or Eric, that step towards something that can be really, really valuable in someone's life.
After hearing the words of those who have benefited, why wouldn't you want to be part of such a wonderful program?
Thanks to hospice, we were able to honour our husband, father and pa by having him at home with his family, which he loved most. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone at the hospice, especially those we were gifted to meet.
For more information on hospice, call Lou Butler or Fred Chatfield or visit them at Deakin University.